Welcome back, my dear students. In this video, we are going to learn basic form handling in React. Form element whose value is controlled by React is called the controlled component. Consider the input element. The input element can have a value. The input element value can also change based on user interaction, example typing email address. How do we deal with values that can change within a component? We use state and setting states. In a controlled component, the value of input field is set to the state property. Here, as we see. In the onChange handler, we use the setState method to update the state. So this is what we use so that we can update the state. Now, this is like a cycle which move from states coming from values, getting back from onChange to on to this set state. So it's something like this. Now, how can we create a form and make sure that we test this form can send data? Let us get back to our VS Code and start learning how. Okay, this is our VS Code editor. In a component here, we are going to create one file and we'll rename it as form.js. So I'll write here form.js. Okay, I'll use snippet rcc to create a class component that way. So I'll take this one off from here, put down here, and I'll write here form. Now, inside of our class component, we are going to create our state. Okay, so I'll use again the snippet rconst that will generate for me the constructor, which within it has a state. Now, normally in a form, we are going to have a field. Okay, and the field will handle the names, which will act as a variable to capture the input of our user. So in a state here, it's where we are going to initialize them. So assume we need to create a form that has 4 fields. The first one is username, and the second one has email. You can create any fields you like, but for the sake of this tutorial, I'll use this one. And the third one, I'll write comment, and the fourth one will be gender. The reason that I've decided to use this one here, I needed to try to show you how we can use different form elements types. That here we have a normal input field, here we have comments that we can use text area, and here we have gender that we can have to select either if it's male or it's female. Okay, after having our state initialization here, now we are going to our return statement here, and we are going to have a form element. Then inside we are going to create our inputs form. Okay, so we are going to have a label. Let's say this is a user, okay. And here we're going to have an input, then type will be equal to text. We are going to have value. This value will be equal to this dot state dot username, and we are going to have on change. The on change handler will be equal to handle. We'll say handle. What do we need to handle? Username change. Okay. Then we are going to close our form here, our input tag. Okay. Now, but I need to create this one, put it in one div tag here. So that we have our div tag, and inside I'll put it my input field. Okay. So this is the first input field we have created. So let's go to a browser and check what's the impact. But before, we needed to import this or to include this into what? Into our app.js. So here I have to write from, it's there. Make sure if it has not imported on top here, you import it, otherwise it won't work. So, and also the other thing, we need to make sure that our server is up and running. We can see here that we have an error. Okay, so in line 22, okay, in form, so we have to go here first and clear the error. So the error is saying that handle username is not defined. Okay, so meaning that we have skipped writing this key, so we have to write this dot, then the error will be gone. Okay, let us refresh now. Good. So we see the first thing field with the label username, but if we need to try typing here, there's nothing will happen. Okay, so it's not happening because we have not set a state. Okay, so that it can enable a user when he fires this field to be able to enter and import. So let's go back to our VS Code. Inside of our VS Code, okay, after constructor here, we are going to create our method. So we are going to take this on change, copy it, and I'll paste here. You can write if you like. So here it will take one argument, that is event. We put our arrow function. So inside here we're going to write this dot state set state. Okay, then what state do we need to be changed when the user interacts with the form? You say it's a username. Okay, so on event dot target, okay, dot value. Now let's go back again to our browser and check the effect. So refresh here. So when we type here, we see now it's working. Great. Let's get back to VS Code. So I'll copy the whole div here and I'll paste down here, and here I'll change, I'll write email, and here it will be email, and here instead of on handle change username, I'll say handle change email. Okay, then we are going to take this handle change, we'll copy it and we'll come it here, equals to event, then our function, then we say this dot set state. What we need to set, it's email. Okay, then event dot target dot value. Okay, so we copy again here for the third, copy this div again for the third field. The third field is comment, so it's a text. So we are going to write div, then we'll have text area. At the moment we'll take the columns and rows, we don't need them. So here we are going to write value equals to this dot state, this dot state dot comment. Okay, on change equals to handle comment change. Okay, now we will take this handle comment change and here sorry, then equals to e. So you have this dot this dot set state, then here is what comment event dot target dot value. Okay, and the last one we are going to have this div. Okay, now we didn't check the label, so we are going to copy label and we have to put label here, and this label will be comment, and here we are going to have a select above it. We are going to have gender. Okay, this is a label. Then inside of the selecting we are going to have the two options of a male and a female. So here we are going to have the value equals to male, and here we have male, and another option will be equal to, here we'll have value, and this value is female. Okay, sorry, female, and here we are going to have female. Okay, now inside of our option here we are going to have value equals to this dot state dot what gender, and we are going to have on change equals to gender change. Okay, so we'll take this gender change here, and we are going to have the event. So here is equals to, then the arrow function, then we're going to have this dot set state. What we need is gender, so e dot target dot value. Okay, now we have finished our form here, creating the all field 4 field inputs. Now let's go back to our browser and check the effect. Wow, okay, we have an error, line 55 and line 59. Okay, we have forgot something. Let's get back to this code. It's good when you get some troubles when learning, because it give you an awareness. You don't have to scare about it. So let's go back to our form. Okay, so the mistake is here. First, this line 55 will input this key, and the other one is here, we'll input this key. That's why the form is undefined. So when you get back to our browser, things will be fine. Great. So we can see we have username, first name. So when I write something here, everything is working. Okay, everything is working. So let's get back to VS Code. What we need here now, we need to test if sorry, if we submit our form, the data is taken to be stored. Now at the moment we are dealing here with the front end, and we have not created any back end logics that will capture the user's input and send it to the database. Okay, so I will use an alert function that will populate the data which the user will try to insert it to the input field. How do we do? This is the fourth step. The first step, you remember, we created our state here. Then we come and create our input field. After there, we managed to create our change states so that when the event is fired, the input is able to be taken to the field. So the fourth step is we need first to create a button when we submit data. So button here type is submit. Okay, and the name of this button will be submit. Now we go to the head of our form here. Now we say on change equals to what we need, handle. Okay, handle submit, handle submit. Okay, so but here we need to start with this key, this dot handle submit. We will take this handle submit, copy it, and comment here, paste, equals to, it's going to take also one argument. This is event. Okay, it's fine if you write this one here because it's one argument. If there were two arguments, then I could have to put brackets like what I did here, but if writing this way or this way, it's just fine. So what I need here, I need to alert. Okay, so I'll use the backticks alert. So what I need to alert is this dot state dot username. Okay, and another one I need to alert this dot state dot what was the second field? Email. The other one is this dot state dot comment, and the fourth one is this dot state dot gender. Okay, now let's go and try. Let's go to our browser. Let us refresh it. Okay, so we type. Okay, now we are experiencing something. We're experiencing a problem here. So now let us check from our inspect here and see why is it causing this one. I'll tell you what is this. Okay, now when you go to console here, we don't see any kind of problem. Okay, let's get back. Now the problem is when we need to submit this. So this error should be on a submit handler. Okay, so let's get back to our VS Code. When we come here, okay, we wrote on change. It should be on submit. Okay, because we are submitting on submit instead of on change. So let's get back to our browser. Now here I write this thing again. Okay, choose this one and send. Bam. Now you can see we are getting our data. So for example, if I write the name, maybe Samuel, email sam at gmail.com, and I am there. Okay, oh, I'm a man. Okay, I'm a man. You see, Samuel, I'm a man. Now, when we click OK here, there's behavior which is happening here. That is the page is refreshing. Let's rewrite again here, Samuel, or maybe let's write sense. Okay, at gmail.com. And there, and there. She's a female. Okay, you see. So when you click here, we're going to see the page is refreshing. You see, this button here is refreshing. Now we need to prevent this behavior. How do we do? Let's get back to our VS Code. So after this alert, we are going to write this event dot prevent what defaults. Okay, we're going to write this function here. So let's get back and see what will happen again. Here, write again innocence email at gmail.com. Okay, I am here. Okay, now when you click OK, you can see here this page is no longer refreshing. Okay, now let's get back to VS Code and let's discuss a little bit here. Now, when you see, sorry, in this VS Code here, in our form, we have a lot of these set states up here. Okay, now assume your form has maybe 20 fields. Okay, meaning that you are going to have this handle change 20 times. Okay, so you are going to have a lot of unnecessary codes, but we can do this in an easier way, or we can restructure it to be in a very simple way. How do we do it? Now let us remain with only state here, and let us take all this one here away. Great. So what we need to do is, instead of here, we can say handle change, just only that word. Okay, this handle change. So copy it and take it here, and take it here, and take it here. Okay, so also you have take this one over here. Okay, so we have handle change. Okay, now here things are not yet. What we need to do here, we need to add another variable and say name equals to username, user name for the first field, and here name equals to what, email, and here name equals to what was that, comments, and here name equals to gender. Okay, now we are done with the form. We have structured here, and when we come to our set states here, we need to do something small here. Okay, so it will take an array, because we are taking these are the 4 fields at a time. So what we are going to do here, I'll take this one here off, I'll put an array here inside of this object. Okay, so array, then I'll write event dot target, okay, target dot name. Outside of it, I'll put these dots, then I'll say event dot target dot value. Okay, so if you check here, we have a less code, but it's going to perform the same thing. So let us go to our browser and see if we have a different changes as we were having it in the previous time. So let us say here, Okay. Yeah. Yes, yeah. Okay. Okay. You see, so it's working perfectly. Let's get back. Now we have restructured this in a very simple manner. Now that's the ending of this lesson. Thank you for watching. Welcome back to the next video.